Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Punchboard Report. My name is Blake Ryder. Today, we're looking at Point Salad, designed by Molly Johnson, Robert Melvin, and Shawn Stankewich, published in 2019 by AEG. Now, this is a small box filler weight style card game. It is a drafting game where you're going to have cards in the middle of the table, and there'll be point cards that you're going to score points on, and there are salad cards, which are ultimately going to drive the value of the point cards you take. And you're going to be, on your turn, drafting either point cards or salad cards, and at the end of the game, scoring each of those point cards based on the salad cards you draft. So, tell you what, let's get this one set up on the table, and we'll be back after that for some thoughts. Okay, so here we have Point Salad set up, and this is what it's going to look like set up for any number of players. However, the number of cards in play is going to be driven by the number of players in the game. Now, you have a total of 6 vegetables in the game. You see 5 of them here. You don't see pepper. And then you have a bunch of these point cards, and they're double-sided, so the points cards are on the backs of these veggie cards. The point cards are going to give you points based on what vegetables are in your tableau at the end of the game. So, for example, if you have the fewest carrots and you have this card, you'll get 7 points, whereas for this one, you will get 3 points per veggie that you have at least 2 of. And then lastly, for example, this one will give you 5 points for every set of carrot and tomato. And there's a whole bunch of different types of point cards in the game. So gameplay is very simple. On your turn, you can either take any 2 of these vegetables or any 1 of these point cards. So let's say we're playing a 2-player game and it's this person's turn, and let's say they start out and just take this one. 3 points per veggie with at least 2. Okay, so they're going to do that, and now it's this player's turn. And they can do either, again, take any 2 vegetables or a point card. Maybe they'll take this one. Actually, maybe they'll take this one, because this one will give them 5 points for every carrot and tomato, and they see a carrot and tomato right off the bat. So now, again, this is this person's tableau, this is this person's tableau. So now it's this person's turn, and they may say, okay, they get 3 points for every vegetable with at least 2, so they may take these 2 lettuces. Now they know they already have 2 of those, and then these would replace. And now it's this person's turn, and this person now may say, okay, I get 5 points per carrot and tomato, so I'm going to go and take a carrot and a tomato. So now I have 1 of each of those. And then, again, this is this person's tableau, this is this person's tableau, this is the center area of the game, and now we would replace. So these are going to constantly be changing throughout the game, so you're going to want to generally, if you see a card you want, you better grab it, or else it's going to end up as a vegetable pretty soon. This card right over here gives the player the most, whoever has the most, if they have this card and they have the most carrots, they'll get 10 points. So this person's getting points for carrots already with this little combination, so that could be a good card for them. So that's largely the game. The only other thing you got to know is on your turn, you also have an optional action after you go. You'll notice that all these point cards have a vegetable on the back. So you can see that is lettuce because that's his lettuce. This one has an onion on the back. So if at a certain point you realize that a point card no longer supports your general strategy, you have an optional action on your turn. You can, if you want to, flip a point card over to its vegetable 1 time per turn and use it as its vegetable, and that's a permanent action. You can never go from vegetable to point card on the other side. So we're going to be building out our tableaus, and then at the end of the game, we're going to score each point card individually. So let me show you what the end of the game might look like for these 2 players. Now this is just an example of what the game might look like at the end, and now all we do is score each card individually. So we'll start with the left. So fewest carrots is 7 points, and this person has 2 and they have 5, so they would get 7 points for that card. This card gives them 3 points per pepper and -1 per tomato and -1 per lettuce. So they'll -3 for the lettuce and tomato, but they'll add 9 for the peppers. So this card is worth a total net of 6. So they have 6 points from this one, they have 7 points from this one, they're going to get 1 point per tomato and 1 point per cabbage from this one, so this one will be worth a measly 1 point, but nonetheless 1 point. So they have 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 1 is 14. Veggie types with at least 2, so they have 2, 4, 6. So 14 plus 6 is 20. And then this one is an even total of lettuces is 7, odd is 3, so they have 2 lettuces, so that's a total of 27 points over here. And then we're going to do the exact same thing here. This person is going to get 2 points per tomato, and then they have 2 tomatoes, so that'll be 2. This one will be 2 points per onion, 2 points per pepper, and -4 per cabbage. So no cabbages, but they get 2 points per onion, so that's 4. 2 more points per pepper is another 4. So that's really it. We're just going to go through each card individually, and each card scores individually. You add up the total of points from each card, and then you add up your total, and whoever has the most points is the winner. So that was Point Salad. Let's talk about it. First and foremost, I just want to point out that it says this is for ages 14 and up. I got to think a 13-year-old would get this. or a 12-year-old, or probably an 11-year-old. Now, to be honest, I think this would actually be a good game for someone of that age range because, frankly, it's a good math game. You're going to be learning math skills and multiplication and saying, okay, this is 3 points per pepper, multiply that out. Or this has negative points and positive points associated with it, but the positive points outweigh the negative points. Things like that. Frankly, I think it would be a good game for people of that age as they're learning math. As far as the artwork itself and the components, cards are normal. There's regular cards, but the art actually really pops. It's very minimalistic. There's not a lot of detail, but the detail, it's done in such a way that it really pops and the color palette is vibrant. I really like the way the game looks on the table, and I love the fact that I can explain it quickly. As far as the gameplay itself, I think it's interesting and it's a fun game to play, but for me, it's the kind of game where I'll play it once in a while happily, but it is the kind of game where I'm not going to want to pull it off the shelf all the time because it's a bit same from game to game. Obviously, the cards will change because, you're probably going for different combinations of cards, and B, the game plays up to 6. And when you play less than that, you pull some cards out, so you're not quite sure what cards are going to be there. So in that regards, it does change a bit from game to game, but not really. There's no major underlying scoring metric that's going to change the gameplay from game to game. It's essentially the same game to game, and you're just going to work within the confines tactically of the cards that are presented to you. Overall, for me, I like this game to play it once in a while, pull it off the shelf periodically, not regularly, but when I do play it, I actually do enjoy it, and I think I enjoy it because I don't play it super often. So overall, if this sounded interesting to you, check it out. Thank you for watching. My name is Blake Ryder.